War Games! That's as good as you're going to get, my Regal. Welcome to Zekas and Wrestling. Hello, how are you? Hope you're doing well wherever you are. And last night was Monday Night Raw from Boston, Massachusetts. You may or may not have seen some things went down. It was a good show, actually. I advise you to check it out. It was pretty good. And the War Games matches were, I don't want to say set, but they were like 50 to 75% set on all sides. We had some announcements of the men's match participants, certainly the two core nucleus of the teams, if I could use such a word. And we had the women's teams, I would say mostly done and announced as well at the end of the show. So we'll start with the men. The men start with after John Cena answered a call out from Dominic Mysterio. Was it a call out or was it it was a backstabbing charlatan way. Anyway, War Games was announced from the men's point of view. CM Punk came to the ring, called out Logan Paul after his actions last week in sort of leaving the Vision, joining the Vision. Not sure what that relationship is. It might. I have a feeling it's just a random booking thing because Seth Rollins is injured, and so they needed a top heel to go into the faction. Logan Paul fitted the bill. I think it's a marriage of convenience for War Games, more so than anything else. But we did see obviously the Vision, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed come out to help Logan Paul in sort of attacking CM Punk, and he's joined in the ring by Jey Uso. And then followed by Cody Rhodes for, I guess, I was going to say randomly. I get that they've got friendships and relationships and stuff. It was just like, okay, he's a SmackDown guy. He was there. They sort of tried to explain at the beginning of the show, or sort of around the beginning of the show when John Cena won the Intercontinental title, that he was there to support John Cena on his last tour in Boston. He said, I wouldn't miss it for the world. And you go, okay, well at least they provided some sort of explanation was there. So for all the people who are pro Vince's and anti Triple H's online, that's the sort of detail we wouldn't have got 3 or 4 years ago. Anyway, just saying, just thought I'd throw that in. So yes, it's Cody Rhodes joining CM Punk, Team Punk, I guess we could call it, and Jey Uso so far against the Vision, Team Vision, which is now Logan Paul, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. Who else will join those teams? Because we are used to teams of 5. There's always been teams of 5 since its main roster introduction. It's always been teams of 5, even randomly put together ones, such as 2 years ago when Punk came back. It was random assorted team against the Judgment Day and Drew McIntyre. So it's always been sort of randomly populated teams popping up here and there. Who the remaining participants are, I mean, take your pick, really. I think the men's is a lot harder to predict than the women's, personally, as to who else gets added to the teams. I'm looking down the roster. It could be anyone. It could be Penta joining the face team. It could be Rey Mysterio potentially and Dom getting involved on either team. Maybe. I don't know. Who else have we got? We got Jacob Fatu. If he returns from his injury, he was listed on the internal. He was listed on the dirt sheet. Said he was involved in the War Games match. Whether that comes to fruition or not, I don't know. Would John Cena join the face team? Who knows? Roman Reigns is in the mix as well. Obviously friends with Jey Uso, related to Jey Uso, and sort of acquaintances of Cody. Maybe not liking Punk so much, but if they're going to try and set up Punk Roman, maybe that's a thing. Also, Jimmy Uso is in the mix for the face team. As for the heels, I don't know. Who are we looking at down the list of random? Is it the Judgment Day? Are they going to join? It could be anyone with regards to the heel side. Oh gosh, who knows? It could be anyone. I have a feeling maybe there's some. If Cody's in the mix, who's Drew McIntyre? Maybe he comes back in time if he's done filming Highlander, or maybe he isn't. Who knows? Who else is on SmackDown? I'm just trying to think. Heel wise, we've got Aleister Black. Would he get involved? Would Damian Priest then get involved on the face team? Who knows? So the men's team, I think, is a lot more ambiguous, but it's going to be Team Vision versus Team Punk, I guess, or Team Champions, should we call it? Because Punk and Cody are on the same team. I don't know. Either way, those are the core of the teams, pun intended, the core of the teams for the men's War Games. Now let's get on to the women's War Games. Last night we had a shock title change, I thought, when Lash Legend and Nia Jax, the newly formed team from last Friday's SmackDown, again, random, but yeah, I get it. They're just villains at this point. It's fine. Cost Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss the tag team titles. They are now on the shoulders of the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. And after they won the belts, they were leaving the ring. They decided, you know what, we're going to kick the crap out of them some more. So they got back in the ring with Lash Legend and Nia Jax, started beating down Charlotte and Alexa some more. And they are rescued by firstly Io Sky. And then the Eradicator Rhea Ripley comes down. And Rhea Ripley, after they obviously fend off the heels are sent packing. They're licking their wounds. Rhea Ripley grabs the mic and shouts, "War Games!" So there we go. There's the core nucleus of the women's teams, if you will. We have Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss. Proper star-studded team, that one. Against, we have Asuka, Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors, and Nia Jax and Lash Legend. I don't know what you call that team. But they are... I mean, what a promotion for Lash Legend. Big statement for her to come up, literally promoted to main roster, get put in a War Games match within 4 or 5 days. Wow. We're good. They see big things for her. And if you see her in the ring on Raw, my God, she's tall. What an imposing... They could really do things with her. Really imposing threat. Yeah, I see big things for Lash Legend, and clearly they do as well. She's been doing the square root of Jack in NXT for about a year. So yeah, I mean, this is great for her. Well done to Lash, and congratulations. I think this is a great promotion for her. Well, which leaves, if in theory, if they're going for a 5-team versus 5, 2 spots, one on the face, one on the heel team. And I think after the interaction last week between Becky and Asuka, I think it's, well, safe to assume Becky Lynch will be in the heel team fold, helping Asuka and Kairi and Lash and Nia. I guess so. I don't see what motivation is, but they can invent some motivation, that's fine. And it was, again, Dirt Sheet leaked, it was linked to AJ Lee being involved in the War Games match as well. Big name, I think, big return. We haven't seen her since WrestlePalooza. Probably, you know, some semi-good reasons for that. But anyway, it's a big name to get onto the face team. I think that would be a really good shout. I think you then can have the Becky Lynch, AJ Lee Intercontinental title match, which has been long vaunted now. And yeah, I think AJ Lee getting added makes sense. You've got Punk in the men's, you've got AJ in the women's. I think you would have had the opposite of that had Seth not got injured with that really silly dive in that match with Cody, Crown Jewel. But so that, I think those are the teams. The men's are hard to predict, but the women's, I think that's sort of, you know, I don't want to say it's there and there, but it sort of makes some amount of sense. Other than that, I don't really see a lot. Maybe you could get Tiffany Stratton on the women's, potentially. These are outside bets, by the way. Tiffany Stratton on the women's, maybe. I'm trying to think who else, because she's got beef with Nia. And then Jade on the heels for the women's, maybe. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what they do with Tiffany now. I had a theory about her facing off with Julia for the US belt, but that got nixed when Julia, within 5 minutes, got it taken off her by Chelsea Green on Friday SmackDown. So who knows? Maybe Chelsea will be in there. You never know. So yeah, I guess War Games is on. War Games is on, and it was great. As naff as it was, and as silly as it was for Regal to come up and announce War Games backstage with Cody and Punk, I loved it. Anytime Regal says War Games, I know it's cliche. I know sort of people sort of turn their nose up at it. I love it. I'm an NXT black and gold fan, so I love it. So I love it. So those are War Games. What do you think of the way it's shaping up? Let me know in the comment section below. Please leave a like or subscribe on the channel, and I'll speak to you next time. Thank you very much for watching War Games.